If your average video shop guy knows anything at all about John Waters, it's probably for the two quite fluffy but incredibly funny musicals he's made in the last 10 years, Cry Baby and Hairspray. But back in the 70s, he made a series of films with drag king and drag queen Divine that really redefined how human degradation could be seen on screen, if it ever should be. Even now, 25 years after the release of his most famous film, Pink Flamingos, I can't adequately describe a lot of the scenes in the film. And as I use words like botty singing and poo-poo sending and doggy-doo eating, and you know, there's other shows you can go to for that kind of language, obviously.
Filth are my politics. Filth is my life. Take whatever you like.
Yes.
How's this for a center spread?
I'm positive about being a negative role model, you know, I mean, for a whole new generation of bored youth. And that's what happened when I see these kids going to see Pink Flamingos that weren't born when I made it. And it thrills me to see them actually be shocked by it and like it, and be introduced to Divine for the first time when they really didn't know her. I'm happy for Divine, and that's the only way I can make a new picture with Divine.
Yes?
Miss Babs Johnson?
Yes, I'm Babs Johnson.
Special delivery package, ma'am. Sign here, please.
What do you mean, special delivery package? There's no address here.
It says right here, Babs Johnson, a trailer, Phoenix, Maryland. And you are Babs Johnson, aren't you?
Of course I'm Babs Johnson. I just told you that. But there is no address here.
Divine never went out of his house till he was 16. He had to do his mother's hair every night. Is that a reason to rebel? Imagine, you're not going out, you're doing my hair every night. I mean, touch up, come in here. And finally, when he went out with a vengeance, you know, like shot out of a cannon. And Divine had an incredible rage.
Hey, you! Can I ask you a personal question? No, you can't. Is your daughter mulatto?
I make movies about alarming white people. And Baltimore is the capital of that, you know? The white people there, really something's the matter with. And here's an example. You know, the other day, well, not the other day, but this is an image that I always bring back. There was this I was walking down the alley, and there's a girl, a little hillbilly girl, playing in a mud puddle, and she looked up at me and said, "Hey, I just killed a worm." And that is everything why I love Baltimore, summed up in one image.
Yeah. Most of what I know about Baltimore, I've read from what you've written about it,
right.
Which I'm sure must scare the pants off the residents, that you're their outlet to the rest of the world.
No, because the TV show we have there, it's a big hit, it's called Homicide.
Oh, yeah,
so that's what Baltimore is known for. Homicide, drag queens that eat dog do. We're quite proud of our city.
It's Madison time. Hit it. You're looking good.
Isn't Baltimore also the home of the maddest dance of all time? Didn't the Madison start?
Madison, yes.
Like a dance that seems to have no rules at about 300 different steps.
No, I can do it. It's the only dance I will ever do in public.
Really?
Is the Madison.
Yeah. You know I'm going to ask you to do it.
No, you're not, because you don't have the record, and you need to have the calls. Two up, two back.
I say hit it. I want you to go 2 up and 2 back with a big strong turn and back to the Madison.
That was based on a real show in Baltimore called the Buddy Dean Show. They still have reunions. I go, and the people that were on the show are now 50 and 60 years old. They say, "Excuse me," and they go in a special door if they were on the show, and they say about other people, "Oh, she was a guest," meaning she wasn't a regular on the show. And to see 160-year-old people doing the locomotion perfectly without irony is very strange.
Here's IQ Jones and Luann Laborowski leading our next dance. Give me gravy on my mashed potatoes.
Every single one of your films seems to be a very, very personal film. That it doesn't really matter if anyone watches it, you know.
Well, it does to the backers,
of course,
I promise you.
But even like, you know, Hairspray and Cry Baby, they all have things that they're obviously something that really mattered a lot in your own life.
They were personal films, yeah. I mean, a drape was the first thing I wanted to be, which was a teddy boy. Same thing. Well, you are now, I see. You know, you're a definite drape.
I'm ready.
You have plenty money?
Yes, I do.
Tell me, is it all okay?
Hi. Just for you.
Give me all your loving,
If you're true.
then I will love
You're a pretty little square.
Just me and you.
Want to hang out with us drapes tonight?
Crybaby, that era, I was too young. You know, I couldn't be a drape yet because I was 8. You know, I wanted to be, and a drape lived across the street. The first one I ever saw, my parents would go, "Oh my God." Crybaby is completely based on him. You know, he was my hero. He didn't even know me, but he knew that I watched him. and he would like gun his car a little more and like comb his hair one more time and spit twice instead of once, because he knew I was his fan. Every movie I ever made was an obsession of mine, and once I make a movie of it, I'm through with the obsession.
Really?
It's the final thing. Like, I've never really been to a trial after Serial Mom. Drag queens, I'm kind of over with. You know, I wouldn't use a drag queen again because in respect for Divine, you know? And drag queens now are much hipper than they used to be. They used to be so square, you know? But now I feel like you can't really shock anybody by drag anymore.
So what obsessions have you got left? Because I've read your book, Obsessions, and you seem to have lived out virtually all of them.
Well, I have a new one. I mean, my new script is about a new obsession, but still, I always find new things. There's a new group I just found out in Baltimore that's sort of a terrorist group that's involved with this organization called MOVE, which is an obscure thing and you probably don't know about in Europe. In Philadelphia, it was dreadlocked Black Back to Nature group, and they bombed their house and burned half the city down because, you know, to get them out, which was a big scandal. Well, there's another group, I love their name. They're called Refuse and Resist. That's a really good name for a group, and their motto, no.
And what do they stand
I think
for?
that's the nothing. Just everything you would want. The answer is no.
Yeah. But
that's my politics.
That's the cult that you should lead.
Yeah,
that's almost a load of people who wanted to become you.
It is. And, you know, when people say, what is your politics? Filth is my politics. Filth is my life. I was for about 2 weeks remembering that line. It's the same. My politics now are refuse and resist. I love that. I want a T-shirt.
It's so strange.
Big N's on it. Everything initialed in N. Your ring, your
like
tie,
the big Elvis
monogram, everything. The Royal N.